a member of the Judiciary Committee as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
Do you believe at least some of the confirmation hearings scheduled to begin tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, should be delayed? And if yes, which ones?
I do think, Wolf, that we need to make sure that every one of Donald Trump's nominees completes their FBI background check and their Office of Government Ethics forms before we proceed with any confirmation vote. We've never seen a cabinet so full of billionaires in American history, and the complexity and the reach of the potential conflicts of interest for many of the members of Donald Trump's cabinet deserve thorough and fair consideration. We also have hearings this week that I'll be participating in for two different gentlemen, Mr. Tillerson for Secretary of State and Senator Sessions for Attorney General, who have complex public records and difficult public positions that I think deserve a full and fair hearing. I'm going to be pushing back on our moving forward with 8 different confirmation hearings this week, the same week that we're also going to be voting on the budget reconciliation measure that is setting up the repeal vote for the Affordable Care Act, and the same week that Donald Trump is, at least allegedly, going to finally hold the press conference where he will reveal how he plans to deal with his conflicts of interest.
What would be wrong with starting the process? Let the committees start the confirmation process, but make sure before the full Senate votes, the FBI background check, the full vetting, all of those reports are in place before all 100 senators vote. Why not get the process started right away?
I do think we can get the process started right away. That's why I will be participating tomorrow in an all-day hearing reviewing Senator Sessions' background on a wide range of issues. I spent the weekend reading through a 300-page background and briefing memo. I know Senator Sessions well. We belong to a weekly prayer breakfast. We work out in the gym occasionally together. And he is a pleasant man, and I have given him a fair review. But there are many areas, Wolf, where his actions, his votes, and his record, from civil liberties to civil rights, torture, to criminal justice reform to immigration, are starkly different from my own. And I look forward to a full hearing tomorrow and the following day of Senator Sessions' record.
On Wednesday, you'll be in the Senate Foreign Relations Committee in that hearing when the Secretary of State choice, Rex Tillerson, appears before your committee. Do you need answers from him on his ties to the Russian President Vladimir Putin? As far as you're concerned, is that an issue at all?
Yes, that's a real issue. I had an hour-and-a-half private meeting with Mr. Tillerson last week. He was able to be very forthcoming and clear with me about his views on NATO, on Putin, on Russia, and on our role in Western Europe and in confronting Russia's attack on our democracy. I will be looking forward to see whether Mr. Tillerson is as clear in a public hearing on the record, because it creates some tension between his views and the statements by at least candidate Donald Trump and some recent statements by President-elect Donald Trump. I found Mr. Tillerson to be thoughtful and experienced, although we have different values and different priorities. And I'm going to be asking him some of those same tough questions again on the record in the hearing this Wednesday.
Do you concede, though, Senator, that given the fact the Republicans are in the majority, they have 52 Republicans in the Senate, they only need 50, given the fact that the vice president will break a tie and the vice president will be Mike Pence, they only need 50 to confirm. Do you concede that realistically all of these nominees are likely to be confirmed?
Well, if these nominees will be confirmed if Republicans do not conduct a thorough review of their background and their record. In a number of cases, we have nominees to lead the EPA or to serve as Attorney General or to serve in a number of other agencies where their record really runs against the core mission of the agency they've been nominated to lead. The gentleman from Oklahoma who's been nominated to head the EPA has a long public record of going directly against the core mission of the EPA. So you're right, numerically, if Republicans vote in lockstep with their leadership and their party and their president-elect, it will be very difficult for us to stop any of these nominees. But it's my hope that after full-day hearings, deep dives into their background and conversations with home state constituents, that a number of Republicans will be persuaded that this is one of the most extreme, most right-wing cabinets ever assembled by an American president.
But the other problem you have, and you understand this, several of your Democratic colleagues, especially those who are up for re-election in 2 years in states that Donald Trump won decisively, they're already indicating they're going to side with the Republicans on this and go ahead and vote to confirm as well. So you really face an uphill struggle in trying to derail any of these Republican nominees.
Well, Wolf, that's right, that there are a number of nominees who I think will win bipartisan support. There's a number of nominees who have strong experience in the relevant areas for which they've been nominated. But there are others who are quite extreme, and I think well out of the mainstream. We'll have to see as the next few weeks unfold. I do think that it's unfair to move forward any vote on any one of these nominees until their ethics disclosures are completed and their FBI background checks are completed. That's a standard that Mitch McConnell held President Obama's nominees to, and that's a standard I think we should be following here as well. And I'll remind you that in some previous administrations, folks who looked like they were going to sail to confirmation were ultimately tripped up on issues that came up in their FBI background check or in their ethics disclosures. We still also, Wolf, have the significant and unresolved issue of President-elect Trump's potential conflicts of interest, which I hope we're going to hear a clear answer to this Wednesday.
That's when he holds his first news conference in more than 6 months. All right, Senator Coons, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you, Wolf.
Still ahead, a current U.S.